Welcome, my friends, to this week's Astro Weather Watch. I'm Kesenya and I'm delighted to be with you. We're looking at what is coming up in the week ahead. And there's really not a lot happening in the week ahead, but what is happening is important. So let's dive right in. Firstly, on the 11th of July, this is Australian time. You might like to Google when it's happening for you in the rest of the world. But in Australian time, on the 11th of July, we're having a full moon in Capricorn at 18 degrees of Capricorn. And this is going to be in a conjunction with fixed star, car star. It's going to also be an out of bounds moon. So this has a lot of important influences that we want to take note of for the week ahead. And indeed, from the full moon on the 11th of July, right through from the 2 weeks of the full moon to the new moon, we're going to be in an activation phase, or even a conclusion phase, if you like, of the full moon energy. So when it's an out of bounds moon, this could leave us reeling with shock at some sudden surprise, even in the sign of Capricorn. Something that we didn't see coming, for better or for worse, will come our way. And, this is the second time this Cancer season that we're having an out of bounds moon. So once again, it's time to hang on to our conservative Capricornian hats, because shocks and surprises and unexpected events are just par for the course when the moon is beyond the declination of the sun and out of bounds. Now, when we have a full moon in Capricorn, some of the things, some of the effects, some of the themes are going to be about things ending in our in our professional life. So this could mean the end of a contract or the end of a project. It could mean the end of working in a particular department and moving to another department. It could mean for some people that they've had enough of their particular profession and they're like chucking it all in and going to go do something else. Something about our professional life is coming to a conclusion at the full moon in Capricorn. It's also a time when we can review our life and realize, where we've been too pragmatic and make changes where necessary. It's also a bit of a seesaw. You've got the sun on one side in Cancer and you've got the moon on the other side in Capricorn, causing the full moon. And so it's like a seesaw. We need to balance our private life, our personal life, our family life, sun in Cancer, with our public life and our professional life, moon in Capricorn. And so there can often be a bit of a pull and push and shove balancing act going on between our family life and our professional life. One might need us more during the month ahead until the next full moon, and we might be trying to juggle both. So keep that in mind. That's what the full moon in Cancer can often bring about. Don't allow your fears to get in the way of what you want to do in life either. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of fear. And sometimes when Saturn is involved in these sorts of things, as a ruler in this case, we find that that our fears hold us back and cause us to feel hopeless, cause us to feel despondent, cause us to feel anxious. Forewarned, forearmed, my friends. Have some strategies up your sleeve to deal with such feelings and fears. Take a walk in the park, or take a swim in the ocean, or whatever is really your number one tool for keeping your spirits up. Go there under this energy. It also is an indication when we have a full moon in Capricorn that there's some effort required in our life in some way. Maybe that's some effort required to alleviate the fears or the feelings of hopelessness or whatever. And you are required by the universe to do something about it, not just sit there and wallow in it. Effort is required in Capricorn, but the good news is that Capricorn is an energy that rewards hard work. So you put the effort in to deal with whatever you're dealing with, or to make changes in your life, or to lift yourself to a higher standard of living, or a better life experience. Whatever effort you put in will be rewarded. So go to, my friends, and make the most of this full moon energy. Be prepared to work for what you want for the next 2 to 4 weeks as this energy plays out, and you will see the rewards and the repercussions. Full moon in Capricorn, lots to look forward to. Now, on the 12th of July, the sun is going to be in a trine to the North Node at 20 degrees. So this can simply bring about, because it happens every year, it's not, in fact, it happens twice a year, it's not an unusual energy, but usually it indicates that it's a time when you will enjoy a get-together with somebody whose presence you love to be around, like somebody who you you can bask in their sunshine, so to speak. Somebody you admire might cross your path. If you're single, sometimes Sun trine the North Node can mean you will meet with somebody who feels strangely familiar, like there's some fatedness. Now, not necessarily going to be a forever partner, but it is likely that there will be some kind of a karmic repercussion at play when the Sun is trine to the North Node. Okay, and then on the 13th of July, Saturn goes retrograde. Okay, he's going to be retrograding from 1 degree of Aries back to 25 degrees of Pisces. Now, Saturn is retrograde for nearly half of the year. So this is a familiar energy when it comes to humanity for this, period of each year. So no matter what dire predictions some astrologers are going to give Saturn retrograde, just know it's something you're probably familiar with. We have it for practically half the year, every year. Now, when Saturn turns retrograde, we can have a little bit more trouble with personal boundaries. Saturn rules boundaries, and when he's retrograde, he takes things to an extreme. We either have no boundaries at all, people get away with wiping their muddy boots on us, or we have too many boundaries. We put our walls up so high no one can get over them. So this is worth remembering during the next 5-ish months as Saturn goes retrograde. Boundaries are no longer moderated and they tend to go to the extreme. So keep that in mind. Where are you blocking people out or blocking life's joy out that you need to sort of pull those walls down a little bit? Where are you needing to rein things in a bit that have got out of control and are having, taking on a life of their own that's not where you want to go? Put some boundaries in place. Think about this as we enter into the Saturn retrograde period and be prepared, as I've already mentioned under the full moon, to do the work that's required to make life balanced and harmonious for yourself. That's what I'm seeing coming up in the week ahead. I hope this is a blessing to you, the Astro Weather Watch here at AstroLada. If you would like a reading or an astrology report from me, pop over to my readers page. I'd be happy to be of service to you. Thank you, and I will catch you next week.